Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I haven't been able to do a lot of recording thanks to the very wonky schedule that I've been working under. Pardon me. Which means that the last time I did any recording, it was when I did part 2 of the Signature Arcana tier list. So, a little embarrassing on my behalf, I apologize. But I also want you to understand that things are more or less okay. With one exception, but I will talk about that later, assuming I even feel like it. Now, today we are going to finish up essentially the deep dive into part 3, which is, of course, going to be Shearing Chain. Now, because of how Shearing Chain works, and I gave you a demonstration earlier, but, rush forward, unleashing a flurry of wind slashes, so it's movement and melee based, so this is one of the perfect candidates for a Dark Katana run. This is a great way to finish out a combo. See what I mean? Now, there aren't a lot of dash options that are melee, but the Dash Arcana is more so there just to kind of give you a safety net, so it's not important. But if you really are looking for melee stuff, Ignition Rush, Air Burst, and that's about it. So if you're not looking to use either of those, then I wouldn't worry about it. This is going to be a melee run, so I'm going to try it with Volt Tracer. As for this, now this is going to look familiar to a lot of you. I like to use Aqua Vortex to do that. Basically just Ultra Combo. And that is my Ultra Combo setup. I think I am not going to do that this time because, well, I mean, I use it a lot. I've kind of shown you guys this setup a lot. And whereas I very much enjoy that setup, don't get me wrong, I also think it would be kind of silly to do it again and again and again, so we're going to try something a little different. Isn't that right, buddy? Yeah, Cecil's just having a good time. So, what would be the best thing to try? Arc Sphere, Radiant Beat, both of those could be interesting. That has a little bit too much knockback. Soaring Ivy could be fun. Hammer has a little bit of wonky knockback, but again, it could be fun. Vortex Veil is interesting, and it counts as melee, so that's really weird. Basically, look for anything that has like the arm pumping symbol, and that should give you an idea of what is affected by the Dark Katana. As for me, I think what I want to try is Arc Sphere. And then as for what to use here, there we go. We're gonna go like a Shearing Chain Storm Mage sort of combo. I think that should be a lot of fun. It's thematic and it looks like it's going to be effective. I guess we'll see if it actually is or not. The reason why I chose that is for defensive purposes. But if you're looking for something more aggressive for your build, and honestly I could always go Severing Slash, you'd go Wind Slash. I think I'm actually going to try Severing Slash. I changed my mind. And you know what? I'm allowed to do that because I am a thinking, breathing human being, which, if I'm going to be 100% honest with you, sometimes I don't feel that way. Why am I bringing that up now in the middle of this Signature Arcana Spotlight Series? Well, because if you recall earlier, and I'm not going to spend the whole episode talking about this, but it is the Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and I want to make sure that that's at least somewhat acknowledged. Like, I was going to do an entire video about it, not necessarily about the month, but just talking about potential struggles that we face. And not even necessarily just as men, but just as human beings. We all go through struggles. And I'm kind of going through one today, which is what brings it up. But I think for the time being, what we do is we clip that on the head, and we just prepare ourselves for a run, because we've got an Arcana to talk about. And I'm just gonna go. And there it is, Atlas, round 3. Oh, we might be in trouble. And there's the Signature, which has a huge amount of range. And even its basic cast just scores a ton of hits. And for decent damage, like, this is definitely a combo finisher for a reason. But, on the flip side, I just realized that you can't necessarily dash cancel out of the attack once you start it. Now, that's not normally a huge problem, because this does have a pretty wide hitbox, or series of hitboxes, I should say. But it is worth bringing up because sometimes you make a mistake and you just need to dash cancel out of it, and this spell doesn't allow you to do that. That having been said, it doesn't make a huge amount of difference on this one because it has movement baked right into it. Okay, that room was everything that could possibly go wrong. Well, not everything, but pretty close to it. Alright, do we have anything? Okay, I think Mock Stunner is a good idea. Namely because I know who we're going up against, and yeah, I'm gonna want that ability to stun. As far as everything else, I don't know. Maybe Tidal Blast? And that'll be effective against Zeal. I don't know, I might go with that, but first I want to see what relics are for sale. And we'll do so by going to the one sketchy spot where there couldn't possibly be a shop. I'm so smart. Oh, and just a little something for you all to think about. Don't do that thing that I do where I speak poorly of myself like that. I mean, self-deprecating humor is one thing, but I'm aware that I take it a little far because I'm very, very critical of myself, like, to a degree that I mean, even I'm kind of uncomfortable with, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm starting to notice it more and more. And I'm doing that because I'm trying to improve my mental health as best I can. Okay, so here's the thing. If I grab that, I won't get much of a damage up. But with critical hit builds, you don't need large damage ups. Just a little bit so that the extra damage that you do gets multiplied. But that also means there's four 4 Arcana that I need to get upgraded, and we're already having trouble with that. And yes, I am going to grab that. Yeah, I'm going to grab it. So it's only a 5% damage increase, but a 16% cooldown bonus. And all it cost was 1 upgrade. I think I can live with that. So, with a nice big bonus to cooldowns, there we go. I don't particularly care about this, but I'll grab it. What the hell hit me? Am I just stupid? Or was it the same thing that always hits me, those stupid nitroglycerin barrels? I also now realize that I forgot to do the soundtrack roll. Obviously, my brain is elsewhere. So apologies for that. Hopefully you guys don't mind. But getting back on topic, what I really like about Shearing Chain, even though it might be one of my favorite air elemental signatures, but it's not necessarily because it's like, it's very powerful, don't get me wrong, but it does have some downsides going for it. But just because something has downsides going for it doesn't mean that it's necessarily bad. It just means it might not necessarily fit someone's taste, or it might not just be something. It just plain old might not be good for every situation. But consider the amount of damage that I'm doing with this, and I think you'll understand why I'm using it the way I am. And like I said, it does also have movement baked right into it, so there's a good chance that even if you do use it in a suboptimal situation, you'll be out of danger before the spell finishes. Like right there, those golems could have really done bad things to me. And when I say that, I mean punching me in the face. Let's not get it twisted. But because I was moving the whole time, it just ended up being not as bad as it could have been. Matter of fact, it ended up being that there was no repercussion at all because I just shimmied right behind them. Alright, so on to our first boss. And yeah, the range increase on the signature cast is huge. It kind of turns it into more of a mid-range affair than straight-up melee. And there we go, perfectly timed. I'm gonna say no to that one. I don't even particularly care for Rippling Rupture, but fuck, I have it. You know, for a moment I was confused. I was like, what is causing enemies to be poisoned? And it's like, oh yeah, a little poisonous fairy. And you look at that range, I can even use it against the Ignition Rush guys without being hit in return. Iris? You do know that I need upgrades for 4 of my Arcana, right? Can we not play this game? It's not fun. Guess it turns out it didn't matter if I got Titan's Equilibrium or not, because I wasn't going to get upgrades anyway. Ooh. I don't know if I need extra money or not. I will wait. Hold on. Use the portal. Pretend like you're a smart person for once. And you know, considering what I just said about trying to be nicer to myself, this probably comes off as seeming very hypocritical that I'm still sitting here just really laying into myself. Trust me when I say that it's a habit that is much harder to break than it seems. I'm not going to spend a lot of time focusing on it right now because this isn't the right time for it, but believe me when I say I have some thoughts as to why I keep doing it. But I also have to openly admit to myself that some of you probably aren't big fans of listening to me talk about mental health stuff, either because it makes you uncomfortable or because it's just like, dude, we're here to watch you play a video game, we don't care about these things. To which, you know, I honestly offer apologies, but also understand that, you know, mental health stuff affects my life greatly, and it is important to me. I think too many people just dismiss it instead of actually talking about it. But in this day and age, I could also be very wrong about that. I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna grab this too, and then we'll see what that gets us. Hey, complete miss with Arc Sphere, perfect. I don't know if I actually want that. I should keep it, though. What I don't need is that. getting back on point, of course, the best thing about Shearing Chain is that it covers so... It has a lot of coverage and does a lot of damage. That of course was a mistake, and I guess... I don't know, I thought it was gonna do more, it just ended up being unnecessary overkill, really. But I do like that because the air slashes come out, like, directly in front of you, it's a spell that you can use without too much fear of being counterattacked. You can easily hit the... Do I want any of this? Not really. The Magician's Wand is about the nicest thing here, and I don't know how I feel about using that. But yeah, you can use it against these guys without too much repercussion. Obviously, the Earth Knights can't deflect it with their mirror shields. Okay, I am just getting stomped on. I should have probably considered having at least one thing that does ranged coverage. Okay, there's really nothing there I want outside of a health potion, but I can probably get away with holding off on the health potion for a minute. There we go. Honestly, that's the one that made the least difference to get upgraded. Alright, so the run is giving me a little bit of trouble, but the spells are fine. I just think I might have put too many eggs in one basket. No fortune cookie. Well, actually, I might need the fortune cookie. No, I better not. I get the feeling Arc Sphere was not the right choice. I keep whiffing with it, which means it's having basically no value. Alright, well, here comes the big trouble now. All the Earth enemies with their ranged homing spells and all the things that are going to make me cry. Let's see. Sorry about that. I definitely want the cushion flip-flops. What do I drop to take them? Probably that. Like, I could also drop the bladed buckler, which might make more sense. There. Well, no, because I want more signature charge so I can so I can use both my signature more frequently for the pen. And so I can use the cushion flip-flops more frequently. Like, I've got a pretty top-of-the-line build here, I just don't understand why I can't get any... why I can't get any Arcana upgrades. To which someone may potentially point out, look how you're playing, you don't really need them. Which there might be a point to be had there, but, I mean, just because I might not necessarily need them doesn't necessarily mean I don't want them and that I couldn't put them to good use. Let's make sure that gets added onto my pen. Yeah, that was one of those times where it might have been a mistake to use Shearing Chain, but as you can see, it worked out just fine in the long run. Wow, she's really gonna be that bitch. Okay, so you know what? Here. Go ahead and take that. I don't care about Catalytic Tonic either. And I'll just get Glacial Cross since I'm not getting anything upgraded. There's likely to be no reason to take that. Also, you see those beautiful hitboxes? That's one of the things I really like about Shearing Chain, especially the Signature cast, is that it has such a just darn big area of effect. I love it so much. That was a mistake. That was one of those moments where I should have dodged and then used it instead of trying to play chicken with them. That was user error. So was that. Oh my god, he did drop the Crimson Clover. Okay, I thought that just wasn't going to happen. Oh, sucks to be me, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna drop that. Okay, I'm not going to pretend to know what that was. I have not seen that glitch before. The let's pretend this wall isn't here glitch. Okay, cushion flip-flops are making this a lot easier. Alright, so in retrospect, it would have been a wise idea to take the Puffy Parka, but I just didn't think it was going to happen. Okay, well, a little late for this now. Would have been nice to find earlier. Yeah, just grab this and move on. I don't need that. Alright, now, Atlas is a good deal easier than his stage, so... Three... Big drill... Alright, we did it. Alright, most difficult part of the run is behind us, and you know what? I am going to pick this up just because fuck it, it's not like I'm going to get it upgraded anyway. I wish Ignition Rush actually did, you know, an appreciable amount of damage. And at the end... Ooh, Curse Eater's Mask. Hold on, that's useful. Wish I had found that earlier. Yeah, I don't need that. Curse Eater's Mask. Which, yeah, it's only 9%, but, you know, and whereas that's not a huge amount for damage, that's a giant amount for critical hit. Means we have total plus 10, plus 19, plus 34. So it's a plus 34% critical hit chance before even looking at the Dark Katana. That's friggin' incredible. That means that melee attacks currently have over 100% critical hit chance. Oh yeah, and the signature cast for Shearing Chain also stopped enemy projectiles. Owie. Sir, you are a jerk. And there we go. Actually, that run wasn't that bad. I mean, yeah, I can complain all I want about Iris not upgrading my Arcana, but in the long run, that actually went pretty well, and I'm happy it did, because it really helps a lot with my mental state, and it just makes me look good in front of the camera, which, let's be fair, that's the most important point, isn't it? You know, the part that's the most vain. Throw me a bone here. I need something to feel good about. So yeah, that's Shearing Chain in a nutshell. It scores a ton of hits. It's melee, so it works with Dark Katana. It pierces, so you don't have to worry about it stopping against one enemy. It has movement that goes along with it. The signature cast just has a gigantically huge range, like the likes of which is just absolutely ridiculous for a melee spell. And, you know, frankly, it just looks cool, but obviously you're using it for movement and damage. And it does both of those very well. The downside, of course, being that you cannot dash cancel out of it. But if you use it right, that's not a huge problem. But trust me when I say when we get to part 3 of the tier list, I will be bringing that up. Because even though I say it's not a big deal, it is still a net negative to the spell. But all the same, I really love Shearing Chain. And I hope you guys are willing to give it a try. Many of you probably already have. But that's it for me. So guys, thank you very much for watching and coming to spend your free time here with me today. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and you take care, everybody. Oh, and Cecil says bye too. They both say bye. Riku, Cecil, say bye. Good birds. Bye-bye.